Should you refer new drivers to DoorDash? Watch more to find out. Alright guys, so they do have these stupid promos all the time on DoorDash, and I guess it can be beneficial to some people, but I'm going to explain why I think you should do referrals and why you shouldn't do referrals and the reasons and etc. Anyways, so yeah, currently we have a referral in my location that is $400 for you and $400 for them. Yeah, you refer somebody and then you will each earn a $400 bonus when they complete their 90th delivery in Chehalis, Washington within 60 days. This promo is actually a lot better than normal. Usually it is a lot higher. It's like $1,600 for like me, for instance, and then $800 for the other driver. But they have to do 260 deliveries in 60 days. And most new drivers don't do that many deliveries. It takes a while for people to get going and get used to it. So in my opinion, they're usually a scam. This one isn't so much. I think this is a lot more obtainable for a lot of drivers. But okay, so my opinion, if you should do these referrals or not, it all depends on a few things. Is your area just like crazy busy all the time? If it is, then yeah, feel free to refer a bunch of drivers to DoorDash, as you know, it can earn you a few, $400 or whatnot, and earn them $400 or more. So, and it's not going to take that many orders away from you because you constantly have orders. So you got a busy area, not a worry about, if you got peak pay all the time, not a worry about losing orders. But if you have like pretty much any time that you're not getting an order and you're waiting for an order, what's going to happen if you refer even one driver? You're going to lose. You could possibly lose one order a day because of it. Like if it's sorry, my stupid car always beeps at me. Anyway, so yeah, it can cause you each day to possibly lose one order, especially if they're next to the store that you're next to. They might get your order instead of you that you could have got because of that extra driver on there. And if that happens, you say one time a day for, 10 days, for instance, and that's, let's say, even if it's the bottom, like if it's $2, that's going to be $20 you lose. If it's going to be like, you're losing out on $10 for 10 days, that's $100 just right there in 10 days that you lose out on. And it could be a much bigger order that you're going to lose out on. And if you refer more drivers than that, it snowballs. The more drivers you have on, the less orders you get. The less drivers you have on, the more orders you get. And you can, in my opinion, $400 isn't much when you make, I make that, especially when there's not that many drivers on. I can sometimes make that in one day, but because of all these referred drivers and how busy or how flooded the market they keep it, it makes it a lot harder to be able to, make a lot more money. They keep it very balanced. And tonight was actually the first time I've seen peak pay. Actually, I've seen it 4 times this summer. It used to have peak pay all the time, but then they started doing these referral programs, and that's when they just flood the market and they don't really do any peak pay. I saw a $2 peak pay on July 4th. That was the biggest peak pay I've seen this whole summer. Other than that, like tonight, they threw on $1. I think they're still doing $1 until 9, which was surprising. I don't know. Maybe they added on another promo. But again, I suggest, not doing any referrals unless you're just referring people. You could always just refer a bunch of people and hope that they get them done. You could make a few dollars. But if you're a full-time delivery driver, you can actually lose out on all that money. And if people referred less, we would have a lot more orders to go around. It's just frustrating how they don't do peak pay anymore. They used to do peak pay constantly. Like I would see it, especially throughout the summer, I would see it every single night, at least $1 extra, sometimes $2 extra every single night. And they also used to do peak pay on weekends. Like almost every weekend used to be a peak pay weekend, at least $1 to, sometimes $4. And I've seen back in the day, before they flooded the market and before, promos and everything, all the stuff that happened with DoorDash, there used to be $10 peak pay up in Seattle constantly. So you can make like massive money doing DoorDash. And now you can still make a good amount of money. It's still above, minimum wage, but you don't get all these benefits, and you don't get overtime pay. You technically get holiday pay because it gets busier and you get a little extra money. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I still enjoy doing it, but there's a lot of things. Some things are improved. I could go into that, but that's pretty much my take on whether you should do referrals or not. Mainly, if it's super busy in your area, feel free to do referrals. But if it's slow, even at certain times, I would suggest not referring any other drivers. Anyways, I'm out of time. I'm out of room on my phone. Please thumbs up.